Hi, I'm Raghu Kumar, the founder at Rain Platforms, and this video is essentially an explainer video where I walk through the entire TradingRooms offering for the various partners that we work with. There is a special focus in this video on sub-brokers, but this is not just for sub-brokers, it's also for brokerages. It's also for anyone who's providing trading calls, trading tips, trading recommendations, and it's also for IFAs, independent financial advisors. The video is split into two different sections. The first section is going to be me walking through all the different slides of the TradingRooms for Partners presentation. Here, I go through all the different slides in detail, and I also walk through the benefits of TradingRooms, the unique selling points, the value proposition, and also I talk about the introducer and distributor programs. So if you want to know more specific detail on the entire offering, the first half of the video is going to be helpful. But if you're just interested in the actual product and product demo, that's going to be in the second half of the video, where I walk through the entire product, again, with the focus on the partners that we work with, and with a special focus on sub-brokers and brokerages. And so if you go to the description box of this YouTube video, we have specified all the different timings, so you can jump to exactly whatever section that you want to go to. Thank you. So I'm going to walk you through a very quick presentation of TradingRooms, and hopefully this answers all your basic questions as to why we built the product and how you can use it as a sub-broker. So a little bit about me and my co-founder, Harsh. Again, my name is Raghu Kumar, and the first company that I started was Upstocks. And so I spent almost 10 years living in India. And in 2019, I stepped down from Upstocks' management team so that I could start my next company, namely Rain Platforms. And Harsh basically, as my co-founder, Harsh basically was managing a hedge fund called AG Acquisitions. AG Acquisitions was one of India's largest offshore hedge funds at one point in time. He and I were actually both Forbes 30 under 30 winners in 2015 in India, and that's how we met. And we told ourselves whenever we had the opportunity, we would start a company together. And so that's how we started Rain Platforms together. The reason we started Rain was essentially to solve a lot of pain points that we each faced with our first companies. With Upstocks, it's basically very difficult to be profitable and, most importantly, be consistently profitable as an active trader in the stock markets, especially when you're trading in a discretionary manual manner. And both of us saw the power of automation and API trading. And so we wanted to build a company which could leverage some of these emerging technologies and leverage API trading and make it easier for the end user to trade the stock markets using automated technologies. And so that's why we started the company together. We have a combined more than 25 years of active trading experience. And I was managing a prop fund as well. And so we have a lot of active trading experience, the both of us. So our core belief system at Rain Platforms is that do-it-yourself trading is basically a relic of the past. What we mean by that is making trading decisions on your own is a very time-consuming and stressful activity for most of us. Most of us don't have the time and resources and energy to actively participate in the stock markets because most of us have jobs which really prevent us from actively being engaged with the stock markets. Trading can also be a very lonely experience. This is something that most of us take for granted and don't really think about. But when you think about when, in most other activities in life, when you are interacting with other people in a highly social manner, you tend to do a better job in that activity. And so we also wanted to build TradingRooms as a social network, which would connect people together. And so the basic question we had to ask is, why would anyone trade by themselves when there are a lot of experts available? So that's how we introduced Trading Rooms. Trading Rooms basically simplifies trading for the retail segment by connecting users with experts. The basic idea is the expert disseminates their trades, which are then taken on the user's brokerage account. So Trading Rooms basically allows anybody the ability to set up their own customized trading room, including sub-brokers, which we'll talk about in a little bit. The basic concept revolves around room owners and room members. As a room owner, you operate the room, and whenever you take a trade, by default, your track record gets updated real time, and those trades are then taken on the room members' brokerage accounts in a fully automated manner. So let's assume I am the room owner and Rahul is the room member. Whenever I take the trade as a room owner on my room, then that trade will get taken on Rahul's brokerage account. Room members can come in and discover rooms and subscribe to the rooms of their choice. And the way they do this is by, after subscribing to the room, they link their existing brokerage accounts. And when they do that, the trades are automatically taken on their mapped brokerage account. So Trading Rooms is trying to become the world's first social network built for traders and investors. So as I mentioned, it is also a social network, which is something we will talk about in a little bit. A little bit more information. These numbers are actually a little outdated. We are doing close to 2,500 orders per day, and these numbers are quickly increasing. We have more than 150 room owners on the platform, and we're actually integrated with more than 14, I think 15 brokers as it is right now. And we have very ambitious plans when it comes to scaling the product across India in 2022. I will do the product demo for you after the video is done. Let me walk you through the rest of the video very quickly. So why would someone actually operate a room on Trading Rooms? These are the different reasons. These are the major reasons. Number one, the fact that you can now subscribe to automated trading. So auto execution is a big deal because with auto execution, you're giving the option for the user to take the trades in a fully automated manner. So let's talk about sub-brokers for a second. As a sub-broker, if you are pushing out a trading recommendation to your clients, that trading recommendation will now get automatically taken on your clients' brokerage accounts. Many sub-brokers in India, especially, they're using things like WhatsApp and Telegram for sharing their trading recommendations. On Trading Rooms, you can come in, set up your own room, and after you set up your room, you can invite your existing members to your trading room. And after they come in and link their brokerage account, whenever you take a trade, that trade again gets taken on your members' brokerage account in a fully automated manner or in a one-click execution manner. In a one-click execution format, what happens is the room member will get a notification. The notification settings as it is right now is the notification gets sent over email, but we also have the option of sending that notification over WhatsApp and also on the platform. So going back to the example, let's say I am a sub-broker, and let's say Rahul is a member that I was basically managing before as a sub-broker. I set up my trading room and I invite Rahul to my trading room. After I invite him to the room, Rahul comes in, he links his brokerage account, and of course, the trading room support staff will assist Rahul in linking his brokerage account. Once Rahul links his brokerage account, I start trading on my room. And whenever I start trading, the trade gets taken on Rahul's brokerage account. Now, Rahul has the option of taking that trade either in a fully automated manner or in a one-click execution. If he opts for one-click execution, then he will receive a trade notification on email, and he will also receive a trade notification on his registered WhatsApp number, and he will get the same trade notification on the Trading Rooms platform itself. And this is basically a link. So he literally clicks on the link once, and when he clicks on the link, that trade gets taken on Rahul's brokerage account automatically. So the benefit here is, as a sub-broker, usually I am sending out the general trading recommendation, but the member is still expected to take that trade manually. They need to open up the brokerage account. They have to pre-fill the order, and they have to specify the segment and the symbol and the order type and the price and everything, right? And by the time he does all of that, sometimes the trade moves away from them. Sometimes they incorrectly fill all that information. It becomes a hassle for that person to do that. With TradingRooms, we are solving that pain point completely. Another major feature of TradingRooms is that the room owner has the option of actually auto-correcting the member's position if they want that functionality. By default, we do not enable that functionality for the room owner, but the room owner has that option, especially as a sub broker. So the use case here is, let's say again, I am the sub broker and Rahul is my member. So I have taken a trade on Reliance for 1,000 shares at a price of 2,000 rupees. I take the trade on my room, but for some reason, that trade has not been taken on Rahul's brokerage account properly. Let's assume out of 1,000 shares, only 500 shares were executed, or maybe the trade did not go through at all. I have the option of viewing that as a room owner, and I have the option of correcting that position on Rahul's brokerage account. And we will show you all of that in the demo. Basically, with TradingRooms, you have the option of trading manually, and you have the option of plugging in your algo models as well. So one benefit of TradingRooms is that it supports both algorithmic trading and discretionary trading. This is not very relevant for a sub broker, but we did want to make a mention of that. Another major benefit of TradingRooms is that it does auto billing. So what this means is, let's assume I have 1,000 members in my room, and each member is coming in and subscribing to the room at a different point in the month. So some people are coming in on the 1st of the month, other people are coming in on the 5th of the month, and so on and so on. And let's assume for a second that I am charging a fee for access to my room. Let's assume I charge, let's say 1,000 rupees per month, right? So with TradingRooms, the billing is automatically done on the platform. This is very convenient because otherwise, let's assume I'm managing a WhatsApp group or Telegram group. I have to make sure that each client is coming in, making the payment to me on time, and all those things can be problematic. We also automatically generate invoices right on the platform. So all this is very convenient, especially for a sub broker. Finally, we have the functionality of the room owner being able to share their content. So again, the big goal, one of the major goals of TradingRooms is to allow the traders and the trading community for each person to be able to build up their own brand. So many traders in India, what they do is they go to Twitter, they go to LinkedIn, and they're sharing content and they're trying to build a following on Twitter and LinkedIn and things like that. But if you think about it, Twitter has nothing to do with trading. LinkedIn has nothing to do with trading. These are not purpose-built social networks for traders at all, right? There's no powerful tools associated with trading on Twitter. And so here we want these traders, these very same traders, to also come in and start sharing content and articles and pictures and basically discussing their trading ideas. A room owner can also chat with all the room members. So imagine WhatsApp. What does WhatsApp allow you to do? WhatsApp allows you to chat with all of your room members. You can do the same exact thing on TradingRooms. Whenever you set up a room, all of your members are basically available to you, and you can message them all in one shot. You can also directly message them just like you do on Twitter and Instagram and things like that. And so it is basically a communication portal for anybody, for any room owner. Finally, as I mentioned, you can post content and build a brand. So this basically builds credibility and trust. Another other kind of under the hood features of TradingRooms are that one thing you should know is that the room owner is not actually taking a trade on a brokerage account. So what this means is, going back to the example of me and Raghu, let's assume I'm the room owner. When I take a trade on my room, I am not actually taking a physical trade on the stock markets. I'm taking a paper trade. So it's known as paper trading, simulated trading, whatever you want to call it. Basically, that trade is not physically being taken on the share markets. Instead, it's being done on a simulated paper trading basis. The reason we do this is because we don't want the room's performance to be dependent on the broker. Because as we all know, sometimes brokers, their execution, controls are not 100% all the time. Sometimes their lines go down. Sometimes they're facing lag. Sometimes during market open and market closing times, the trades don't go through properly. And we don't want the room's performance to be dependent on how the broker is performing. So we want those two things to be separate. So we put all the room owners on the same page, and we say, whenever you take a trade, those trades are going to be done on a simulated paper trading basis. Another benefit of trading rooms is that we support all the asset classes. The backend technology has been built such that it supports all of the asset classes. So right now it supports equities, futures, and options. We're launching currencies, currency derivatives, and commodities probably in the next 30 to 45 days. And we're launching cryptocurrencies also very, very soon. Another major feature of trading rooms is that we highly encourage room owners to monetize their service. What we mean by this is we want the room owners to think about how can they actually generate revenue for their service. As they say, there is no free lunch, right? So same thing applies here. There's no reason for this to be kind of a situation where people are not able to earn. We want the best traders to come here. We also want sub-brokers specifically and other types of room owners to be able to earn and monetize. And we will talk about how they can do that. The most basic way for anybody to earn on trading rooms is to charge a fee for access to their room. So sub-broker can charge a fee for access to their room. A very skilled trader can also charge a fee for access to their room. Anybody can charge money, can charge fees for access to their room. Again, we talked about the fact that it's very social. It's essentially a social network. This allows people to build their own brands, and trading room supports trading types of all nature. So it's not just discretionary trading, it's also algo trading. So if you have an algo of any sort, you can actually plug in your algo into your room and you're good to go. And the trading room support team will help you and assist you with all of that. So let's talk about room members really quickly. Of course, the focus of this video is to talk about room owners and specifically sub-brokers, but we can quickly talk about room members as well. Again, we discussed auto execution. The room member has the ability to take their trades either in a fully automated manner or in a one-click execution manner. Room members have the ability of finding their trading rooms. So of course, we're talking about the general Discover portal where a person can come in. They can also discover other rooms. And that's something which is very powerful on trading rooms. But of course, as a sub-broker, you can invite your members to your room and you can basically ask them to just basically stay, on your room if that's something you want them to do. Again, they can also subscribe to one-click trading, and room members can also socialize with you. And other kind of features for room members, room members can find the room of their choice. They can customize their experience. There are different types of rooms. Some rooms are free, some rooms are paid. And it's also very easy to join a room, right? We've made the made the product in such a manner that it is very easy for people to discover rooms and join rooms. And even room members can also build an online persona, because basically trading rooms does not discriminate between anybody. Anybody can come in and basically show off their trading skills. So again, we will do the product demo at the end of the video, but quickly I wanted to talk about all the different ways for someone to partner with trading rooms. So now we're keeping a focus on specifically the room owners, and more specifically this, since this video is aimed at sub-brokers, we will talk about sub-brokers and how sub-brokers can actually partner with trading rooms. So the first way to actually partner with us is, I'm going to go in the reverse order. So I want to start at the bottom, and then I'm going to talk about the introducer program and then the distributor program. So the easiest way for anybody to generate, revenue using trading rooms is as a room owner. And basically here, the idea is very simple. You can charge a fee for people to access your room. Now, a sub-broker may or may not want to do this, right? Because by not doing this, you're making it easier for your members to actually join your room. And of course, you want to provide them good services. And in return for that, whenever any trades are being taken on their brokerage accounts, brokerage is being paid. And that's obviously one way that as a sub-broker, you are generating a business, you're growing your business. So it really depends on how you want to think about the whole thing. If you do want to charge fees, you can charge fees. And one thing we will discuss as we go through the product demo is that when you charge fees, it is done on a unit basis. So basically the fees scale based on the margin of the room member. So the basic example here is, let's assume the one room member is coming in with 1 lakh in trading margin. Another room member is coming in with 10 lakhs of trading margin. And let's assume you as a room owner, you're charging, 500 rupees per lakh of trading margin. That means somebody coming in with 10 lakhs would have to pay 5,000 rupees to access your room. So it scales as a function of the trading margin. And the reason is very simple. We want that to be the case so that it basically scales as a function of the trading margin, and you don't have somebody coming in with a massive amount of trading margin paying the same amount as someone with a much lower amount, lower trading margin. So that's the first way to kind of generate revenue using trading rooms as a room owner. The second way is I will talk about the introducer program. The introducer program, which is something we will elaborate on and on the next slide, is basically a program which is essentially like a referral program to trading rooms. So, many brokerages in India, they have a referral plan, right? So I mentioned Upstocks. Obviously, I'm very familiar with Upstocks' referral plan. But, as an AP of Upstocks, whenever you have someone open up an account with Upstocks, then you get, certain kind of incentives for doing that, right? The same thing applies over here as an introducer. When you become an introducer on Trading Rooms, and becoming an introducer is a very simple process. It just requires, us verifying you very quickly, and then you get validated as an introducer on the platform. When you are an introducer on Trading Rooms, then whenever you introduce anybody to Trading Rooms and they register on the platform, then you are eligible for up to 300 rupees per member. So this is obviously a very powerful incentive. Let's assume you have, let's just say, you have 1,000 members or 1,000 people who you want to introduce to Trading Rooms. All you need to do is share the general registration link for Trading Rooms with your introducer code. And then whenever someone comes in on that link and they register on Trading Rooms, then you will be eligible for up to 300 rupees per person who comes in. And we'll talk about that on the next slide. Finally, you can also distribute other rooms to your members. So as a sub broker, one of the things you may think about, you probably do care about, is the profitability of your clients, right? Of course, as a sub broker, it's very difficult to ensure that, and it's very difficult to promise anything, right? But you can try your best. And one way to do this is to actually find distributable rooms on Trading Rooms and share the links of those rooms with your members. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But the first question you have to ask yourself is, why would you do this? You would do this for multiple reasons. Number one, as I mentioned, some rooms are performing very, very well on Trading Rooms. And so if you like those rooms and you distribute those rooms to your clients, you're basically telling your clients that you care about them, that you want them to do well, you want them to be profitable. And that is why you are distributing these rooms. But you also obviously have an incentive as well, because whenever someone actually comes in and subscribes to those rooms, then obviously they're going to be linking your brokerage account. And when they link your brokerage account, then you're also getting obviously brokerage income coming through that as well. Finally, if a room is distributable, that means the room owner, the person who's operating that room, is willing to share a percentage of all the revenue that they generate. Many rooms are, on a 10% sharing basis. Other rooms are on a 20% sharing basis. So you can imagine how that works, right? If someone is charging 1,000 rupees per month for access to their room, 1,000 rupees per unit, and their sharing slab is 20%, that means whenever you share that room with any member and that member comes in and registers for that room and links their brokerage account, then you would be generating 200 rupees per month, every month, right? As long as they're subscribed to that room. Plus you're generating brokerage and whatever other incentives you're generating through your brokerage. And so there are multiple reasons for why someone would opt for the distributor program. So let's talk about, trading rooms for introducers. The trading rooms introducer program is meant for brokers, sub-brokers, RIAs, influential traders, and general networkers. The way it works is basically you claim a verified trading rooms profile, and that's a very simple onboarding process. And when you do that, you will be issued a introducer code. This is going to be a 6-digit alphanumeric character code. And you will also have your own link, your own introducer link. All you need to do is invite people using your link. So you can share that link on WhatsApp, on email, on SMS, whatever it is you want to use. And people come in and they click on that link. When they click on that link, it takes them to the registration page on Trading Rooms. And after they come in, they register themselves. And when they register, then you're automatically eligible for up to 300 rupees per person. The way this 300 rupee breakdown works is you automatically get 50 rupees in withdrawable cash for the registration, another 50 rupees for the broker integration, and 40 rupees per trade for up to 5 trades. So basically the total payout is 200 rupees. And this is all going to be done with the wallet functionality. So the wallet functionality is something I will walk you through when I go through the product demo. So essentially with the wallet, you will be able to see exactly what the total amount of credits you have on your wallet are and how much of that is withdrawable cash. So you can do the very quick math. If you have 1,000 people who come in and, actually go through all the different steps, which means they register, they link their brokerage account, and they take 5 trades, then you are eligible for 300 rupees. And of course, this is going to be done in milestones. So let's say, out of the 300, out of the 1,000 people, 100 people only came in and registered, right? That means that for those 100 people, 100 times 50, so it's going to show 5,000 rupees in withdrawable cash for those 100 members. The distributor program is a little different, right? So the Trading Rooms distributor program is meant for anybody looking to distribute specific rooms, including introducers, distribute rooms which are eligible for distribution, and auto-generate a monthly incentive on membership fees. So all that means is the first step is to determine which rooms you want to distribute. Okay, so you can shortlist, based on ROI, the quality of the room owner, the distribution slab, and so on and so on. And then you are ensure that you are okay with all the specifics when it comes to the distribution of the room, right? So when it comes to the distribution slabs and things like that. And then all you need to do is share the link, which I will walk you through when I do the demo. And you will have your distributable link. And those links you can then share with your network. People come in and then they follow the same flow. They come in, they link their brokerage account, and you are good to go. Whenever they do that, they will be mapped to you. So you can imagine all the different ways that you can talk about trading rooms with your clients. You can do an email campaign, and you can include both your introducer link, and you can include specific links to different rooms on Trading Rooms that you really believe in. You can run different types of marketing campaigns for your clients. And this is a basic example. If you have a room with a membership fee of 1,000 rupees per month and the distribution slab is 20%, then you're generating 2 lakhs per month. This is just on distribution fees. And so the final thing is trading rooms for room owners. Again, this is what we've already discussed, but I will go through it in detail. You can come in and set up a trading room for each type of trading strategy, or if you're a sub-broker, or if you're some sort of tips provider, or you're providing trading recommendations for your trading calls. Whether you're pushing discretionary trading calls or you're using a custom algo strategy, you can use trading rooms to monetize your services with membership fees paid directly by members. So the way it works is you first set up your trading rooms profile. Of course, I will walk you through all of this in the demo. You set up your trading rooms profile, and then you create a room for each type of trading and investing strategy. So if you're a sub broker, maybe you have different types of packages. You have one type of trading calls for equities. You have another type of trading call for derivatives. Whatever you want to, however you want to structure that, you can structure that. You can also put everything into one trading room. We don't recommend that. We recommend actually splitting up your rooms based on the different types of activities. And you can specify the factors that you're using to generate your trading calls. So whenever you set up your room, you will specify all the different factors. Then you can go ahead and market your rooms to your network, right? So you can set up an email campaign, you can set up a WhatsApp campaign, you can do word of mouth, you can do whatever you want. You can run pamphlets, you can ask people to come in and basically join your trading room, right? And whenever they do that, if you're charging any fees, then obviously you will be generating revenue through that as well. So the basic example here is that if you're charging, let's say 1,000 rupees per unit, or the average person is paying 1,000 rupees, and you're basically inviting 1,000 people to your room, or collectively to all your rooms, then you're generating 10 lakhs per month. This is kind of a breakdown of a very ideal case situation. We are aware of the fact that this is not going to be for everybody. But the idea is if you do onboard 1,000 people and all 1,000 people are subscribing to all the different services of trading rooms. So they're coming in through the introducer link, right? Which is something they would want to do. Because one thing I did not mention here is that through the introducer program, whenever someone actually clicks on that link and links the brokerage account, they are also going to be receiving 100 rupees in trading rooms credit. So I don't think that is a part of this presentation actually, but whenever I invite someone through my introducer link and they click on that link and they link their brokerage account, then that person will be eligible for 100 rupees trading rooms credit. So going back to the example really quickly, if I'm introducing Rahul to trading rooms, I share my link with him. He comes in, he clicks on the link, he links his brokerage account, and he takes 5 trades, right? Then I will receive 300 rupees for Rahul doing all of that. And Rahul also receives 100 rupees in trading rooms credit. So this is the basic breakdown. The introducer will receive 3 lakhs in onboarding incentives. This is a one-time payment. They will also receive a monthly revenue through trading rooms. Basically, the math here is it's a 20% sharing, and the room fees are 1,000 rupees per month. And then if they're also setting up their own room and charging 1,000 rupees, then they're generating another 10 lakhs over there. And of course, as a sub broker, you are generating brokerage. So the basic assumption here is if you're generating, an average of 200 rupees per order, assuming a 50% sharing slab with your broker, and the average trade, is charging, 400 rupees per order, then assuming. Sorry, I'm going to cut that out. And finally, as a sub broker, you can also generate revenue because let's assume you're doing 10 trades per day on 20 rupees per order, and you have a 50% sharing slab with your broker. Then if you do that round trip, it's 10 times 20 times 2, that's 400 rupees. So 50% of that is 200 rupees, which means you're generating another additional 2 lakhs per month in approximate brokerage. So this is something we want to discuss. And finally, we are launching something called TradingRooms Environments. This is going to be specifically for each brokerage at the broker level, right? So if you're a sub broker, maybe you can place a request to the broker to do this, but this is going to be something that we will work with with each broker on. We will create a custom environment for that broker so that they can also co-brand, their information. They can put up their, general contact information, and we will create a custom URL for that broker. And they can also include account opening links and things like that. So this is more meant for the brokers, but of course, as a sub broker, this is going to be useful for you as well. Hi, now I'm going to do a very quick demo of trading rooms for you with a focus on using the product as a sub broker. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so here's my screen. And obviously this website is tradingrooms.in. And what happens is when you go to tradingrooms.in, it will either take you to the homepage or it will automatically take you to the Explore page. We are actually launching a homepage sometime at the end of May, early June. So depending on when you're watching this video, it will take you to a homepage. But eventually you will make your way over to the Explore page. The Explore page is where all the action is happening. So we are going to kick things off by actually first signing into Trading Rooms, and we will show you how easy it is to actually sign in and register for an account. So here I click on sign up on the right, and this takes you to the registration page. And here you would enter your username, you would enter your first name, last name, your email address, your mobile number, and of course your password. You want to confirm your password. And if you're coming through an introducer, here you would actually specify your introducer code. Now, if you're watching this as a sub broker, then what would happen is we would issue you an introducer code, and you can then go ahead and directly invite people to your room invite people to Trading Rooms by sharing a special link that we will share with you. And what happens is when people click on that link, then it takes them to this registration page, and your introducer code will be pre-filled over here. We will talk about the introducer program and how it benefits you to do this. Essentially, this is a referral program. So you have your introducer code, you have your introducer link, you share your link with your members and your community. And when people come in and register for Trading Rooms, then your introducer code is automatically pre-filled over here. And when the user clicks on submit, then they will be mapped to you. So what happens is when I actually go through this whole thing and I click on submit, then it will take me to the login page, and basically I will be logged in. Okay, so now I'm logged in, and you can see that I've logged in as Rugs1985. That's the username that I've selected. And this is, of course, my name. And there's also my dashboard, which I will talk about in a little bit. And then if I scroll down over here, so one thing you want to know with Trading Rooms is basically the left side is a separate scroll bar, and the middle is a separate scroll bar, and the right is a separate scroll bar. So there are 3 different scroll bars. So on the left, if I scroll all the way down, it takes me all the way down, and then I have the About Us, support with a legal opinion, which is what makes Trading Rooms compliant, terms and conditions, and privacy policy. So here I've actually created a couple of rooms, and I've actually joined as a member of other rooms as well. First thing I want to talk about really quickly is the concept of room owners and room members. So a room owner is basically someone who's operating the trading room. So if you're a sub broker, you are going to be basically operating your trading room, because this is where you are going to be sharing your trading calls, right? And so all of your trading activity will be done on your room, which means you would be a room owner. But if someone is coming in and subscribing to your room as a member, then they would be a room member. So you have room owners and room members. I'm going to spend some time now and walk you through the actual interface over here and what it's like to actually discover different rooms and actually subscribe to a room. So one thing you'll notice up here is that you have different types of rooms. You have profitable rooms, active rooms, newest rooms, and the most subscribed rooms. So this is pretty self-explanatory, but if I click on most subscribed, then you can find the most subscribed rooms. If I click on profitable, then I can find all the profitable rooms on Trading Rooms. Let's say I want to go ahead and subscribe to this room. I click on visit room. Okay. And every room on Trading Rooms will have all this information. So you have all these different sections, which I'll talk about in a little bit. We have a description, you have the strategy, the basic underlying theme, what is a person trying to do or take advantage of? And then you have the different segments. You have options and equity over here. So this person is trading options and equity. And you have the room performance. So one thing to make note here is that this performance is by default on, but the room owner has the option of actually turning off their track record. And if they do that, then the performance is not tracked. So you can think of this as something that you don't have to have. So if you're a sub broker, you can actually opt to turn off your performance, which means this performance would come up as basically null. There would be no performance over here. If I scroll down a little bit more, I can see exactly what the subscription rates are. So this person is charging 1,000 rupees per month for access to their room. And so when you set up a room, you have the option of setting up a monthly plan. You have the option of setting up a quarterly plan, an annual plan, and any combination of all three. So we will talk about how to create a room in a little bit. But basically, this is how things can look. Then, of course, you have all the different other, rooms created by the same person. And you also have a description of the producer, also known as the room owner. So this is where I am. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and actually take a membership of the room. So I click on Get Membership. And here I am presented with whatever, the three options that the room owner has specified. So let's say I click on the monthly plan. After I click on the monthly plan, then I'm taken to this page where it shows me exactly what I am due to pay. So I click on Pay Now. And then I basically have the option of paying through Razorpay, right? And so I'm going to close this right now. But basically, if I did go through with that, then I would have the option of subscribing to the room. So I'm not going to actually subscribe to that room right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some rooms that I have subscribed to. So this is Harsh Agarwal's trading room. Of course, Harsh is my co-founder. Here you can see that I'm actually a member of the room. The only thing is I have not mapped my broker, but because I'm a member of the room, I can see all the different information. I can see the description, which is available to everybody, but this is what it looks like. This is the performance. And then if Harsh is posting any content on his wall, because TradingRooms is a social network, then I can see all that content. If he's put up any media, I can see the media on his page. Media is nothing more than basically videos and other forms of content that Harsh wants to put up on his wall. And this is the live portfolio that is on Harsh's trading account. So you can see right now that he's taken a position on Bank Nifty. This position is actually not doing so well right now, but you can see exactly what his current live room portfolio is. And if I had actually taken any of those positions, then this is what my positions relative to Harsh's portfolio would look like. These are all the orders that Harsh has placed on his room. So you can see that, the last orders were placed on 6th of May. Okay, he's been trading Bank Nifty futures. And you can see all the orders taken on Harsh's room since inception. Now, one thing to know here is that these orders taken by Harsh are not actually taken on the live market, meaning he's not actually taking a physical trade on a brokerage account. This is done on a paper trading, or what is also known as a simulated basis, which means these trades are correct in the sense that they are retrieving the live prices, but they're not actually being taken on any sort of brokerage account. So the reason we do this is because we don't want the room owner's performance to be dependent on the performance of the broker, right? We want all the room owners to be essentially on the same level playing field, and we want them all to be trading on a paper trading simulated basis. And of course, the room members would then be linking their brokerage accounts, and they would actually be taking the trades on their brokerage accounts. Of course, I've not taken any of these positions on my brokerage, and so my order book shows null. But if I had taken any positions and there are any open positions, then those open positions would come up over here. Finally, you have the performance of the room in a little bit more detail. So obviously this month is not going so well for Harsh, but you can see exactly how his room has performed. And this is a little bit more in-depth, statistics as to how his room has performed. Finally, you have the settings page. This is a very important page, so I'm going to spend some time over here. Here, you can specify how you want to link your brokerage account, and specifically, you can specify how you want to take your trades. So let's assume I want to add a brokerage account. I click on Add a Broker, and here I can select which broker I want to link to this room so that whatever trades are being pushed out by the room owner, those trades would be taken on my brokerage account as well. So I can go ahead and let's say click on Upstocks. I click on Next. Here I would enter my Upstocks credentials and the broker password and the 2FA PIN. And after I do that, I enter all the relevant API information and I click on Submit. And after all that is done, then my brokerage account would be mapped. We are going to be launching some videos soon for each broker in terms of how to actually integrate your brokerage account. But this is a little bit about that. And of course, if anyone has any questions, if the room member has any questions, or as a sub broker, if you have any members and you have questions as to how to link to their brokerage account, we are more than happy to assist you and help you over there. So that's how you link your brokerage account. And when you do that, then basically your broker will come up over here and then you select it and you're good to go. Then here you specify how you want to take your trades on your brokerage account. Do you want to take the trades in an auto execution manner, or do you want to take the trades in what is called a one-click execution? Auto execution is pretty self-explanatory. That means whenever the trade is fired by the room owner, that trade gets automatically taken on your mapped brokerage account. But if you opt for one-click execution, then what happens is you will actually receive a trade notification, and this is going to be sent on your email, and it will also be sent on WhatsApp and also on TradingRooms. And this is basically done in a one-click manner. So you will receive a trade link on your email. You click on it. The trade is pre-populated with the symbol and the price and the order type and everything. And then the trade will automatically get taken on your brokerage account when you click on the link. So you may be wondering, how is this different than WhatsApp and Telegram? Because a lot of sub brokers are basically sharing their trading calls over WhatsApp and Telegram. The reality is, when you're sharing your trading call over WhatsApp or Telegram, that is not a perfect experience for the end user, because they are still expected to open up their brokerage account and take that trade manually. So with TradingRooms, what happens is, even if the person opts for one-click execution, the trade information is pre-filled. So all they have to do is click once and the trade gets taken on their brokerage account. But on WhatsApp or Telegram, the way a lot of sub brokers and other individuals are sharing their trading calls is that the end user still has to take that trade manually, and they have to pre-fill, or they themselves have to fill all the relevant information associated with that trade. So TradingRooms basically allows for the end user to take that trade in a much more seamless and efficient manner. Finally, here you specify how much quantity you want to trade on this particular strategy, this particular room, right? So here, in Harsh's room, he's made it so that because I have come in with 80 lakhs, then I can actually take 8 units of 10 lakhs, but I can trade anywhere up to 8 units. So I can specify 1 unit to 2 units up to 8 units. And when I do that, then that setting is saved. And whenever the trades are taken on my brokerage account, then that's the number of units that will be taken on my brokerage account. So this is basically how this works. I can also see here a chronological sequence of all the memberships that I've taken on Harsh's Trading Room. And so this makes it very easy for me to see in one place exactly all the deployment that I've taken on Harsh's Trading Room. Cut. Okay, so now I'm going to shift the focus to the room owner, and specifically, how does one actually set up and create a trading room, and how do they use that trading room to build a portfolio and share their trading calls with their members? Again, if you're watching this as a sub broker or any sort of a partner of a brokerage, you are more likely going to be interested in using trading rooms as a room owner. So this is going to be definitely very relevant for you. So creating a room is actually very easy on Trading Rooms, and we're going to go through all the different steps. So the first thing you want to do is click on the plus button over here, and that's going to take you to this page. And this is where you can go ahead and get started with the room creation process. So the first thing you want to do is you want to name your trading room. I'm going to name this trading room Raghu's Trading Room. And you want to go ahead and just specify an image. This is going to be your profile image, just like any other platform. I'm just going to use some very generic picture over here. And I'm going to name or describe the room. So you want to describe it, just a general description of the room, what it's about. So here, hi, here I will be trading equities on an intraday basis. Okay. If I have a website, I can specify that. Here, you can specify your minimum investment amount. This is the minimum amount that a person must have in their brokerage account in order to access your room. So I'm just going to go ahead and make this 1,000 rupees. This is going to be dependent on the type of strategy you're running, and you want to really think about this number before you input it. At the bottom here, you want to specify whether this is going to be a public room or a private room. So a public room basically becomes discoverable on the Explore page. A private room will be private and will not be available to anybody except who you open it up to. So this is going to be very useful for anyone who's managing, or helping manage the accounts of their friends and family. It's also probably very useful for a sub-broker to make it private, because a sub-broker or any sort of partner of a brokerage may not want to make their portfolio public. So I'm going to go ahead and make this private. Next, you want to specify whether you want this to be a free room or a paid room. I'm going to make it a paid room for now, and I'm going to show you all the different information that needs to be inputted if it is a paid room. But you can also make it a free room if you want to. If you make it a paid room, then you want to specify whether you want to enable a 7-day free trial. I'm going to say yes. And then finally, you want to specify your membership fees and your distribution fees. So here, what you want to do is you want to specify how much does the person need to pay on either a monthly, quarterly, annually, or any combination of all three basis in order to access your room. So I'm going to say the person has to spend, let's say, 100 rupees per month, and the amount has to be at least 100. So I'm going to make it 100. And I'm going to say this corresponds to 1 unit. And out of the 100, I'm going to share, let's say, 10 rupees. And so that's going to be the distribution slab. We'll talk about distribution in a little later in the video, but that's going to be essentially anybody who refers my room to their friends and their network will be eligible to receive 10% of all the room fees. So it's essentially like an affiliate program or a referral program, whatever you want to call it, but on a room basis. I'm also going to have a quarterly plan. I want to nudge people to subscribe to a quarterly plan. So I'm going to go ahead and make this $250, right? And this is again for 1 unit. And here I'm going to be sharing, let's say 25, right? And let's say I also want an annual plan, and I make the annual plan, let's say 900 for 1 unit, and distribution fees here will be 90. Then click on next. And here, this is where the magic happens. So here you want to just come up with a general tag for your room. Now, the reason we have this is because if at any point in time you do decide to make your room publicly available, then this is what makes your room discoverable on TradingRooms. We have an algorithm in the back end, which allows the right rooms to show up based on what people are looking for. Now, you might be saying, well, I have a private room. How does this matter? This is also going to come up in your room description. So if you remember earlier, when we were discovering different rooms, every room had a primary strategy, which was being shown. So I'm just going to go ahead and say this is going to be some sort of a, let's say, relative value investing strategy. Okay. And if I had to pick a secondary tag of some sort, I'm going to say relative value. Okay. And the holding period, if you remember, I was saying intraday earlier. And finally, I'm going to be trading stocks, and the markets will be equity. And as far as factors are concerned, let's assume it's cash intraday. And I click on submit. My room is now created. So you can see here that my room has been created, and I can go ahead and access my rooms. So I'm going to click on Raghu's trading room, and this is the room that I've created. Now, you can see that I've created a room. Now, there is no performance because I have not started trading yet. By the way, on the right here, you can see that, since the markets are open, we have live prices coming in. I've actually created a watch list of some stocks, and we'll be talking about all of that. But before talking about all of that, I'm going to very quickly talk about how do I actually share my room with my network? If I want to invite my members to my room, how do I do that? I click on the share button. And this allows me to very easily go ahead and share this room link to anywhere. I have Telegram, WhatsApp, Facebook, and even Twitter. And so I can go ahead and copy this link, or I can directly share it on my social media platforms. Let's say I want to copy the link, then this is what the link is going to look like, right? So you can see that it's essentially each room has its own URL, and I can go ahead and share this link with my network, and I can do whatever I want with it. So I can set up an email campaign and have people, click on the link, which allows them to visit the room and register. I can also share my introducer link, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And so I can do all sorts of different things. But when it comes to people actually coming in and subscribing to my room specifically, this is how I do it. And I share the link with my network. Okay, so now that we have successfully created our room, we are going to go ahead and show you how you can use your room to trade, and basically all the different functionalities that are associated with becoming a room owner on TradingRooms. The first thing you want to know is, obviously on the left, this is the console for being able to see all the rooms you've created and all the rooms you've joined as a member and all the rooms you're following. And on the right is where you will be able to see everything associated with the trading activity for your room. So this is the room that I've created, right? Raghu's trading room. And obviously there's no performance because I have not actually started trading. Now I do have a position right now on this room. So I'm going to go ahead and actually exit this position. Okay. So my order has been successfully transmitted, and that's that. Now, what I want to do right now is I want to really quickly basically show you some things related to how you can start trading on your room. So let's now keep our focus on the right here. So on the right, this is where you will be able to search for different securities and trade them. And we also have a functionality called the watch list. The watch list is basically where you can watch all the securities that you want to trade. So for example, if I want to trade TCS, I search for TCS, and instead of clicking on TCS, if I click on the blue ribbon over here, then what happens is TCS gets added to my watch list. Now, using this watch list, I can go ahead and pick on whatever security I want to trade. And I can go ahead and specify things like the order type and the price and the number of shares or lots to trade if I'm trading derivatives. So I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to do a market order. Actually, let's do a limit order. And I'm going to just let's do 5 shares, or let's do 1 share. And I will specify the price. As you can see, TCS is trading at 3,265. I'm going to buy at a lower price to show you what happens when the order doesn't go through. So you can see here, one thing I also want to mention really quickly is I do have a member. His name is Lakshmish, and Lakshmish is basically subscribed to my room. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this trade, and we can see how it gets reflected on both my portfolio and Lakshmish's portfolio. So I'm going to go ahead and buy 1 share of Reliance, sorry, 1 share of TCS, right? So I'm going to go ahead and change this to 3,250 so that the order does not get filled. And we're going to take that order right now, and it's an intraday trade. So this order successfully transmitted. Okay. And that means the order has gone through. And at this point, if we go to the order book, we will be able to see this. And the reason it's not coming up in our portfolio is because the order is pending. It's pending on my book, and it's pending on Lakshmish's order book. Lakshmish, of course, has actually subscribed and linked his brokerage account. So these trades are being taken on Lakshmish's brokerage account. So I'm going to go ahead now and show you the portfolio as well. That's not going to get reflected in the portfolio because the trade has not been taken on the live markets because it's a pending order. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and modify this and change it to a market order. And let's click on modify. And so now the order has actually gone through and it's been executed at the room owner level. And if I scroll down, it's also been taken on Lakshmish's brokerage account successfully. So you may be wondering some things right now. If you look at the price that my order went through and the price that got traded on Lakshmish's account, why is there a discrepancy? So the way TradingRooms works is when we place the order at the room owner level, we are retrieving the LTP, also known as the last traded price, from our data vendor. And that price is what gets reflected over here. But on Lakshmish's account, basically, he is he is actually trading live and his order is actually going through on the NSE. And by the time that order gets taken, there may be a slight lag. And so that's exactly what happened here. It's basically slippage, right? So slippage will cause the actual price of the order to be a little different than the order that was placed at the room owner's level. When I go to the portfolio, I can see that on the room owner's level, this is how the order has come through. So we bought TCS at 3259.65, and already the trade is working against us, right? And Lakshmish, on Lakshmish's account, the order was placed at a slightly different price because of slippage and whatnot. And again, on his account as well, the order is moving away. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and exit this order. It's been transmitted, and that order has also been taken on Lakshmish's account. So if I go to the order book, I can see that my buy order got my sell order, which basically netted out my buy order, got executed at 3251, and on Lakshmish's account, it got traded at 3250.10. And so this is kind of how trading works. And what happens is you are able to manage all of your members' accounts in one shot. Now, another thing to keep in mind here is that you will only see the information that you need to see as a room owner. I cannot see any other activity on Lakshmish's portfolio or order book. I only see the information as it pertains to my room. A little bit more information here. So when I go to my members list, and if I click next to the username, if I click on deployment status, then I can see exactly which broker Lakshmish is mapped with. And I can also see exactly how he has chosen to deploy my strategy on his brokerage account, namely the number of units he subscribed to and the investment amount. Okay, so now in the next section, we're going to talk about a very interesting feature called position mismatch. Using position mismatch, the room member can very quickly correct the position of their room. So you can see here that I'm still logged in as me. And when I go to the portfolio, you can see that I have a position right now of reliance, right? Where I have a position of 1 share, but this position was not taken on Lakshmish's order book for whatever reason, right? So we have tried to recreate a situation where an order did not go through, and basically I'm going to see how Lakshmish, if he's logged in, he can actually correct the position. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to log out and I'm going to log in as Lakshmish. So you can see here that on my portfolio, I am seeing no position, but on the room's portfolio, there is a position. So I have the opportunity now to correct this mismatch. Again, I am logged in as the room member and not as the room owner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on position mismatch, and I'm going to go ahead and click on correct. An order successfully transmitted, and it should have gone through. So if I refresh, you can see that both order books are showing the same exact position. So the position mismatch has worked. So I'm going to go ahead and log out now and log back in as me. So I'm logged in, and I'm going to go ahead and actually square off my position because the position is still open. Of course, since this is an MIS order, it will get closed off automatically anyways, but I want to actually just do this myself. So I go to my room, I go to my portfolio, and I can go ahead and exit the position. Before I do that, I want to see exactly what is happening over here. So if I click on members, I can see Lakshmish is a member, and I can see Lakshmish's order book as well. And I can see there's a position on his account. So I can go ahead and click on exit. And the order has gone through and it gets exited on Lakshmish's account as well. So that's how you use position mismatch. And last FYI, in case you didn't catch that, is when I click on Lakshmish here, it actually pulls up his portfolio here as well. So that's how you use position mismatch. And this is how you use the execution console to trade on your room as a room owner on TradingRooms. And hopefully that answers all your basic questions on how to use the execution console. Hi, in this section of the video, I'm going to walk you through the My Dashboard section of TradingRooms. So I go ahead and click on My Dashboard. The dashboard is where you can see everything in one place as it pertains to your trading account on TradingRooms. You can see here that we have basically 6 different subsections within the My Dashboard section. And one thing you may be noticing is that this last section is called the Introducer section. We are going to talk about that in a little bit. But basically what happens is once you have been onboarded as an introducer, then you will receive a blue check mark next to your username. So you can see here that next to my username, Rugs1985, there's a blue check mark. This gets marked as a pro account, which gives you the ability to avail the benefits of being an introducer on TradingRooms. The first subsection is called My Overview. On the My Overview section, you can see, as it says over here, a snapshot of all your active memberships. Memberships which are due to expire can also be renewed by clicking on the Renew button. Renew button will be available 7 days prior to your validity. So here you can see all your memberships. And if you want to configure any specific settings as it pertains to each membership, you can click on the settings icon. Here you can specify which brokerage to link to that room and the deployment type and the deployment settings. If you want to review any of these things, go earlier in the video where we have covered that in detail. So I go back to the performance section. If I scroll down, I can see also a list of all my created rooms and the corresponding settings as it pertains to each room. So here I can specify the membership plans and I can edit the membership plans, and I can also specify things like the minimum investment and about the trading room. So that's a little bit about the My Overview section. Let's move on to the wallet section. And so the wallet section is where you can see all of the information as it pertains to any sort of earnings you've generated on TradingRooms as a room owner, also as an introducer or as a distributor. You can also make direct deposits into your TradingRooms account. And you can see if you have accumulated any sort of RAIN credits. You can also link your PAN card and your bank account. And so let's talk about all of this right now. The first thing you should know is the cash balance section. So you can see here, cash once deposited cannot be withdrawn and can only be used within the platform. The cash balance is basically linked to any sort of deposits you make into TradingRooms. So why would you do this? You would do this if you want to make it easier for yourself to become a member anytime in the future for any other TradingRooms. Or let's say you're subscribed to a monthly plan right now, and each month you don't actually want to come in and make a payment each and every month. You want to accumulate a cash balance on TradingRooms, which you can then very quickly avail towards your memberships. As of now on TradingRooms, we don't have an auto renew function, but we will be launching that very soon. So especially with an auto renew function, then depositing a balance and maintaining a balance is a very good idea because you make sure that you're not going to be missing any memberships. But even as it is right now, if you want to make a payment towards a room, right now by default, you are expected to go in and make that payment each and every time. But if you maintain a deposit, then it basically auto debits from your cash deposit. In order to make a deposit, you click on deposit, and then you specify the amount to add, and you click on add. And when you do that, it takes you to the corresponding options as to how you want to make your payment. So you go ahead and specify your phone number and email. And after this, you would have the ability to link, make a Razorpay payment or link a UPI account as well. And you can also link a bank account. So you have different ways of making a payment, a deposit. And once you make a deposit, then your cash balance can be used towards any future memberships. The second thing you should know here is the earnings section. The earnings is basically any sort of earnings which you have generated on the platform. You can see here that cash, which can be withdrawn to your bank account. The most important thing to know about earnings is that this is withdrawable cash. So when do you generate earnings? You generate earnings when, as a room owner, you're charging fees and you're generating revenue through those fees, or if you've generated any sort of earnings as an introducer or a distributor, which we will talk about in a little bit. But if you've generated any sort of earnings, then the difference here is that this is withdrawable cash. Now, one thing to know is if you do want to withdraw cash, you have to link your PAN card and your bank account, which is where you go over here. You click on PAN, and you can go ahead and go through the flow and add a PAN card, and you can also link your bank account. When you do those two things, then you can go ahead and withdraw whatever cash is available over here in the earnings section. And finally, the last subsection has to do with RAIN credits. RAIN credits are basically credits that are issued to you through different types of promotional offers. For example, right now on TradingRooms, if you join as a member through an introducer, then you automatically generate 100 rupees in TradingRooms credit. And in the future, we will have many such promotions. And so when you come in through a promotion or any sort of offer, we will be issuing you credits. This credit, just like a cash balance, cannot be withdrawn. It can only be used on the TradingRooms platform. So that's a little bit about the wallet section. And if you click on transactions, you can see a list of all the transactions you've made on TradingRooms. Now let's talk about the invitation management section. Here, I can basically get a very quick bird's eye view of all the invitations that I've received from other people in terms of joining their rooms. And I can see through a bird's eye view, a list of all the invitations that I've sent to other people to join my rooms on TradingRooms. So one thing to know here is that this is only applicable for users who are already on TradingRooms. I cannot send a blank invite to a person who is not on TradingRooms, at least not yet. But right now, as the platform exists, I can send an invite to any user as long as they're on TradingRooms by specifying their username or email. And when I click on send invite, it sends an invitation to that person. Next, let's talk about profile settings. Here, this is where I can specify my general profile. I can specify my display picture, my general description, and everything to do with my information. I can also add a broker, and I can change my password as well. Now let's talk about the distributor subsection. Again, the distributor program is something you can review by checking the Trading Rooms for Partners presentation that I covered earlier in the video. Now, basically, once you figured out which rooms you want to distribute, and if we're talking about as a sub broker, this is something you would want to do. You would want to find some rooms that you enjoy and you like, and then you would want to promote these rooms to your network. So for example, let's say I go to this room made by DTM Algo. It's called Long Excel Bank Nifty Options Buy. You can see that it's doing very well. And so I can see here that this individual is sharing 120 rupees for each quarterly membership. So what I do is I make a note of this room, right? And I basically, I keep this room's link handy. And I go back to my dashboard and I also keep my distributor code handy. So what I do is I tell my members to come to this room and to join as a member. And when they click on Get Membership and they select a plan, then they have the option of adding a distribution code. This is where my distribution code would be entered. And what this allows me to do is whenever anybody joins this room, then I would get paid the corresponding distribution fees. And so that's how the distributor program basically works. And I can distribute using my distributor code. I can distribute any room that is distributable. Now over here, down here, I can see a list of all the rooms that I've already successfully distributed to different users. So for example, Lakshmesh has come in and he's actually joined one of my rooms. And when he joined, he basically specified my distributor code. So because he did that, he is now mapped to me. And if anyone makes a payment to my room, then he would be eligible for the corresponding distributor, the distribution slab. You can see here the total earnings I've generated and the plans distributed. Finally, let's talk about the introducer section. So again, if you want to become an introducer, you have to make a request to the Trading Rooms team. We will go ahead and issue you a blue check mark, which enables you as an introducer on the platform. If you want to review the exact introducer program, go to the Trading Rooms for Partners presentation earlier in the video and go to the introducer section of that video, of the section of that video where we have covered the introducer program in detail. The basic gist of the introducer program is essentially a referral plan where you can refer people to the Trading Rooms platform. And the way this works is all you do is you share this link with your network. So let's say I'm a sub broker and I have 1,000 members and I'm managing these members on WhatsApp or whatever it is I'm using. And I want them to join Trading Rooms and get mapped to me. All I need to do is I need to share this link with my network, and I can share it on social media, or I can just go ahead and send an email, set up an email to all of them, or send a WhatsApp or whatever it is. Whenever the user clicks on that link, it takes them to Trading Rooms. What I want to do is I'm just going to open up an incognito tab here. Actually, I'm just going to log out and I'm going to enter that link. And when I do that, you can see that all this information is empty, but the introducer code is not empty. This is my introducer code. And that's the point. It becomes a code which is inputted, and the user comes in and clicks on submit. And when they do that, they basically get mapped to me as my referral. When they're mapped to me, then I'm eligible for all of the benefits that come along with that. The default introducer program is for each person that comes in and registers, I generate 50 rupees. And when they link their brokerage account, I generate another 50 rupees. And when they start trading, I get paid 40 rupees per trade for the first 5 trades. This is the default program. And so I'm eligible for 300 rupees by default for each person that comes in and joins Trading Rooms. So if I have 1,000 people and they each come in, I'm generating 3 lakhs. And remember, all the earnings you generate as an introducer or a distributor are completely withdrawable. So when I go to the wallet section, everything will be beautifully displayed right over there. If you have more questions about any of this, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. But this is basically the introducer program. And so this kind of covers the entire My Dashboard section. And we hope you enjoyed this video on Trading Rooms. And if you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us or the concerned parties, and we will definitely address all of your questions in a timely fashion. Thank you.